Hi, my name's Christian Lee, and I'm part of Earworm, and we're here with. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is JP Saxe. Hi, Christian.
Hi, JP. How
Thanks
you
for-
doing today?
I'm
sorry.
doing great. No, thanks for wanting to talk to me.
No, I'm very excited to talk to you.
Welcome to the green room.
Awesome. And how are you feeling today? I know it's the last show of the tour.
I feel it's bittersweet. No, it's mostly bitter. I'm sad about it. I really love touring. I'm rather it wasn't ending.
Okay. And I know because when we were waiting outside for a little bit, the line's like stretching on the around the curb, to like the other street, and so it's gonna be a packed show.
It's gonna be awesome. Noah has a lot of fans who I am stealing one by one.
That's good.
And all of those fans are about to hopefully be fans of mine as well.
That's what I like to hear. And right now, I'm sure the camera people watching don't know.
People watching.
But we're in the green room right now, and so my question for you is, what do you usually request to be on your hospitality rider?
Well, you can have a live tour. There's the honeydew and pineapple. You don't want to zoom to the honeydew and pineapple? I'm not trying to control your camera skills here. We've got the veggie tray, which those are stemmed carrots, which doesn't usually happen, nor did we request. So.
Wow, I've never seen that before.
Actually, the main thing on our rider that is in any way unique is crunchy grapes, which we didn't get today.
No.
So I'm a little crunchy about it. But crunchy grapes has been interpreted multiple ways. There's been frozen ones. There's been what we wanted, which was just
Yeah.
Because I don't care about the color of the grape.
Oh, yeah.
Or the consistency of the grape. What's your favorite kind of grape?
A couple weeks ago I went to Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
And they had these cotton candy flavored grapes. It was weird.
I don't know about that.
Dude, science has gone too far, man.
That's got to be the line.
Yeah. But it was pretty good though. It was just a weird taste, you don't expect it.
I'll have to try it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But moving on, so I've seen a couple interviews of yours, and I saw one that you did when you were at South by Southwest with a little girl.
A girl?
Yeah.
That was so fun.
It was great.
Probably my favorite interview ever.
Slow down there.
Look, you can be articulate, but you can't be 9.
That's true. You have a good point there. I can see it in that point. But I remember she asked you one question, is who do you want to meet the most? And you answered Shrek. Does that answer still stand?
Yes.
Why Shrek?
He's just got a good heart.
Alright. Fair point. I think I've seen all 4 movies, so he does have a good heart there. But speaking of Shrek, though, we actually do have a gift for you.
Did you get me a Shrek thing?
Yes, we got you
Cute!
the
I
Shrek
love gifts.
soundtrack on vinyl.
That's a really good gift. That's a really good soundtrack.
Yeah. And this is actually the only vinyl where you could get a Smash Mouth, All-Star on vinyl. That's it.
No way.
Yeah.
I like this. Most of these songs are a good representation of my childhood. I'm going to rock this. This is going to be the soundtrack of my year. Thank
I'm
you.
glad to hear that.
This is a really thoughtful gift.
You're welcome.
It's super sweet, Christian.
I'm glad to hear that.
I like you better than the 9-year-old now.
Oh, yes.
She had youth, but you had consideration.
It just comes with age, And moving on, though. And so, I've listened to a bunch of your songs, and I've been a big fan.
Thank you.
And I noticed, I feel like, your music doesn't go under, one specific genre.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to pick one, would you consider one, or do you still feel like it's along the lines, you don't want to be boxed in?
I call it pop music, not in the sense that I think it sounds like what pop music necessarily does at the moment, just in the sense that I would like it to be popular.
That's good, and I think you've been doing a great job so far.
We're getting there. People are hearing it more than they were last month.
All right, and so next question though is, what do you think? What are some albums that helped shape you musically?
Abbey Road was a big one. I had the poster on my wall. Tapestry, Carole King, when I was young.
That's a good one.
Miseducation with Lauryn Hill kind of changed my life. I still remember the first time I heard Nothing Even Matters. When the beat came in, I fell over, and then wanted to make music that felt like that a little bit. The Colin concert, Keith Jarrett, that was pretty big for me. And The Roots and John Legend made an album called Wake Up.
That's a great album.
Which I used to listen to all the time.
I think that one song I used to listen to all the time, it was Wake Up Everybody?
Yeah.
Such a good song.
Good one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's funny that you mentioned one of those albums, though, because we actually have one last gift for you.
2 albums?
Yes! 2 albums.
Wait, how did you know, though? Have I said that before? This is impressive. I'm super impressed.
Well, we can't, disclose our information.
I have a question, though.
Okay.
Was it like was it a targeted ask, or was it like found from information on the internet?
I can't say. I can't disclose my sources,
Well,
but
this is
it's
awesome.
out there.
I love this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so glad I said this album. I set you up for it.
Yeah. Hey, alley-oop and dunk,
Thanks, Christian.
You're a big fan of the Raptors. I know that, too.
I'm a big fan of the Raptors. Even the post-Kawhi Raptors.
I mean, they're still doing great. Pascal
doing great.
Siakam?
Pascal's he's an all-star this year.
Yeah, monster. All right, and moving on to the next question.
Gifts.
There's someone in the room, so I thought this would be a fitting question, too, because we were talking about genres earlier. Have you ever been on a blues cruise before?
You're asking a mom-specific question with my mom in the room.
It's perfect timing.
You are so prepared, Christian. I'm so impressed. I have been on a blues cruise. My mom literally just got off the blues cruise today.
Wow, really? I didn't know that.
That's why she's in San Diego for this show.
Perfect
she got
timing.
off a blues cruise this morning and came with some of her blues cruise buddies for the show. And I have been on one.
How was it?
You know what? 50-plus-year-olds know how to party.
That's a great answer. Wow. I mean,
more practice than us.
I guess it makes sense, yeah.
You'll know how to party at 50, Christian, I'm sure.
I'm sure you too.
I mean, we'll see. I'm not sure I know how to party now. I've got some time to figure it out.
Yeah, we're both still young, so we got it. Okay. We're digressing anyways, next question. And so, I've seen a lot of covers of people covering your songs, and I think it's funny because, back then you used to cover people. How does it feel like now people are covering your stuff?
Incredibly surreal. Because as you said, I used to be sitting in my room singing my favorite songs, and the idea of the artist I was covering, seeing those covers, really freaked me out. So now that, when people are covering them and I watch them, that's just like, the juxtaposition of that is just crazy to me. Some of them are incredibly good.
Yeah.
Like Ruth B covered If the World Was Ending the other day, and I love Ruth B.
That's a good one. And I think you have some of the best fans I've seen so far, because I think one even asked you to perform at their wedding, right?
Yeah, I performed at that was really cool. I was a surprise for the bride. The groom reached out to me and asked me to, they said that The Few Things was going to be their first dance and asked if I would surprise her and sing it live, and I did, and it was really sweet.
Yeah, sweet.
What other surprises you got in there? I'm on edge now.
You'll see in a little bit, but that's funny that, you performed at a wedding, because I'm actually an ordained minister.
No way.
And so
we could do this together.
We could do this together. I was going to say that, yeah.
You could marry them, I could sing the first dance song.
We could split it 25-75, you could get 75,
We could make love.
That'd be a good ride.
A much better idea. We could just do it better. This
is the start of a brilliant endeavor. But okay, let's move on to the next segment, though. And this is the final segment, too. It's, it is called Who is JP?
Okay.
Okay. And so
this
I'm
is
going
the
to...
existential segment of the interview?
Yes. I'm going to show you a video. Once it loads.
Easy? Holy, that is me. Where did you find this? Where did you find that?
Anyways.
I'm so impressed.
Okay, and so I'm sure, not many people notice, but, you're a singer-songwriter. But, you're actually kind of a social activist too. You've volunteered in, India and countries in Africa.
What is that like me, speaking at a high school when I'm, 17 years old?
I think that was right after you volunteered in India.
Yeah. Crazy. Telling one of those stories.
Yeah.
Wild, Christian. I've never experienced this sort of research.
I'm glad. But yeah, so...
Quite something.
What can you tell me about that, though? So, what was it like, because you're not only a singer-songwriter, but, you're also, social activist. I don't think much other people have, volunteered as much as you have.
Well, when I was a teenager, one of the first ways that I really had a sense of self in any way that felt purposeful was in the introduction of activism into my life from an organization called Me to We, which now just goes by We, and they work with youth in Canada and all over the world, but primarily in Canada, giving, I think, youth in Canada a voice by allowing them to fight for the voice of other youth in other developing parts of the world. And I was one of those kids who I didn't really know what to do with myself in high school, and I found my sense of confidence in the purpose of working with that organization and learning about the struggles of people other than me and living lives that were a lot different than mine.
Awesome. Is your tattoo related to that as well, or?
Yeah, when I was 16, I went on I call them volunteerism trips. because you take a bunch of teenagers to a developing country and have them build a school. It's not really about the contribution that you're making to the community, but I think what the real contribution is one, the money, but two, the sense of empathy that I think was instilled in a lot of us that we could then take into our lives, and as we became adults, could incorporate in the way we understood our function in the world. And I didn't want to forget what that felt like, so I got that tattoo when I was 16 years old.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's cool how you've also, combined the two things you love, doing that social activism and also, combining it with your music, because I think you did something called Anton's Chair. Mm-hmm. And so what was that about? Well,
a couple things. The concept of Anton's Chair was when I was a teenager, was when I got back from those trips and wanted to work with other artists to promote the idea that it wasn't just about having a voice, it was about finding what your voice was for. And that feeling like you couldn't do a lot was a shit reason not to do a little. And we tried to do a little, with our community in Toronto, putting on benefit shows for every artist had a different cause. And I also believe that there's something about honest art when it's done with sincerity that can bring you a little bit closer to yourself. And I think when you're feeling a little bit closer to yourself, you're generally a more empathetic, compassionate person, hopefully that contributes to the world in a positive way. So both in very direct, practical ways and in the more cerebral function of an artist way, I'm finding my ways to contribute every day, or at least working to.
I think you're doing a good job so far.
Thank you, Christian.
All right.
I mean, your validation clearly means a lot because you've done your research. You probably have a more thorough understanding than most of the people with me in this room. Except for my mom.
Okay.
Not my mom, but definitely the rest of them.
Wow, a little bit fair, okay.
They know me, but they haven't done research.
Okay, and we have 2 more questions left, and this is like Inception. We're just going to go deeper and deeper. And so...
I want to know you found that video. You'll tell me after.
I'll tell you after. But here's something else.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if you remember this tune.
First time it's ever come up. Yeah, I do remember that song. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. And so what
it was my boy band when I was 16.
Trading Hearts.
Trading Hearts.
Yeah. And what can you tell me about that?
I think I peaked at 16. I think that's as good as it got.
All right. Well, we have one last thing, and it actually goes deeper than this. So let's see how this goes.
The internet's an amazing thing.
It is, huh?
You're not going to show it to me?
Okay, I'll show you.
That's still Trading Hearts.
Well, actually, this was under a different name, though.
Oh, same band, earlier name.
Blacklight.
Yeah, we had some different names. We were 15, we were indecisive, and mostly bad at music.
I mean, you've come a long way since then.
Yeah, decisive and slightly less bad at music.
All right. Well, I think that's a good note to end it on. Thank
you for everything, Christian.
Yeah.
That was a trip.
But before we turn off the camera, though, I'm going to get out of frame. The camera will just be on you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there... Oh, sorry.
Ask me anything.
Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans or anything you'd like to plug?
I hope that if you understand me as well as Christian does, you still like me. And if you do, I'm grateful.